up, fight fans? I'm back. A new episode of the podcast, longer format this time. I know I've been doing shorter clips, but we've got a pretty cool show for you today. August Kayambala is joining me, as well as Nguphane, just to chat a few things about their career and what's been happening. Obviously, it's been a bit of a crazy weekend. Everybody's talking about Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez, and rightfully so. What a crazy fight. We seem to be getting treated in that featherweight division lately with some emphatic fights, and I think this one was by far one of my favorites personally. If you watch the video, the preview that I did, the breakdown, what I was talking about was the two masters of distance and how they do it so differently. Obviously, Max is always trying to be within boxing range, and Yair uses a lot of kicks, a lot of front kicks, a lot of leg kicks, a lot of front side kicks, like to really push the distance and keep his opponent at bay. So that was the interesting part of the matchup for me, was two guys who are really good at controlling the distance and just how exactly they'll go about that. I think Yair came out the gates pretty hard with some hardcore leg kicks. It looked like Max's leg was compromised quite early on, but man, just as tough as they come, he managed to really tough it out and keep the pressure going. Not only the pressure, he managed to find some takedowns and get a bit of damage on the ground, and really just managed to impose his will. He seems to be racking up the stats. So Stats Holloway, I just want to take a look just as an example of the actual fight stats and what we got to see, just so we can get a better picture of exactly what sort of stats they're worth in fact. Obviously, Max broke a lot of records, but in terms of the actual stats is what I want to have a look at. Let's take a look. So Max Holloway landed significant strikes, 230 out of 404 thrown with 56% accuracy. Total strikes 251 of 434, and went 3 of 5 for takedown, 60% takedown accuracy. One submission attempt, 6 minutes 49 control time. I think that kind of tells the story. Versus 159 of 352. It's pretty incredible, man. Let's take a look per round. Max seemed to have just kind of accelerated. That was the second round. I think he might have lost the first round, won back the second round, and was just started imposing his will from there. I just want to see 100% takedowns in the end. And the takedowns were really interesting. I think it was a matter of Max just kind of really trying to mix it up, really show his full tool set, and just really give Yair so much to think about. And it was quite funny to see. I don't think you ever expected Max Holloway to start shooting takedowns, but it was really good. So this landed at distance, and this is what I was talking about. It's what I really wanted to get to. Landed by position, by distance. 81% of the strikes landing, and 95% of the strikes landing at distance. So Yair, 95% of his significant strikes were being landed at distance, which is obviously throwing a lot of leg kicks and that kind of thing. And that's really what was so interesting for me in this matchup, how they'll go about controlling that distance. And I think Yair did really well at times, but I feel like he was just overwhelmed by Max. Not really like a power advantage, but volume. The way he gets in and gets out and just keeps on coming with pressure and volume, and then adding in the takedowns, like really mixing it up, which was really cool to see. And that's what I was really looking forward to. Just exactly how the two of them would go about controlling their distance in order for them to fulfill their game plans. I think it was pretty obvious that would be the game plan, would be to win the fight in your range and in your distance. And I think obviously Max got it done. We all got to see some of those pretty cool photos of them trying to, or going in each other's ambulances, or greeting each other in the ambulance, which was pretty cool. And I think it's everybody's a Max Holloway fan because of these acts, and I think Yair Rodriguez as well. I think we've got to tip our hat off to Yair Rodriguez. He really brought the fight. He showed a lot of grit, a lot of determination. Had a big test in front of him in terms of Max Holloway. I mean, you beat Max Holloway, and man, you're off to the races. So definitely hats off to him. I think he put on a great fight, and it takes two like really game competitors when it comes to a fight like that. You need both guys to do their part, and he most certainly did. Here's August Kayambala ready to go. So, yeah, I'll return back to the rest of the fight card. We're just joined by August Kayambala now, so I just want to chat to him and see what's happening, and then we'll get back into it. What is happening, dude? Bit of technical drama here in the top of the hour.
Exactly.
August Kayambala, my man. How's it going in the Western Cape, brother?
Yeah, everything's all right. You're doing well.
Good stuff, bro. I've obviously I've got a lot of questions to ask you. I want to get into a couple of things. It's intriguing to me that you've managed to find yourself in a title shot. I think someone who's gone unnoticed for a little bit and then re-announced yourself, and then here we are, a featherweight title shot in the EFC. What I want to ask, August, obviously you've been around in the Cape quite some time. Give us a little rundown of August Kayambala. Where were you born? You obviously were born in the Congo, but just talk us through that. Being born in the DRC and coming to South Africa, how did that all take place?
Yeah, I mean, me coming here to South Africa, it wasn't an easy journey first of all. But yeah, I managed to get here just to find a way to, continue with this sport. I left home a little bit earlier before like the MMA start taking a little bit over there. I see the guys are still struggling a little bit there just to push and bring it up to another level. But the goal was just to get here and start here, the visibility, and one day make it up there.
So were you already active in combat sports in the DRC before you came over here?
Yes, exactly. I started doing this very, very, very young, like very young, around 7, 8 years old. And then we've grown in that mindset of competition. So that's how I grew up. Yeah.
Okay. And then was the intention to come to South Africa to pursue a dream of combat sports?
Exactly. The dream was the passion was to find a biggest platform where you can get into, be visible, and live out of this. So the first target was South Africa. So here we are. We're doing this and see what the future holds.
Okay, fantastic, man. And about how long ago was this? When did you arrive in South Africa?
Basically got here in South Africa in 2016,
okay.
March 2016 years. So almost 5 years now.
5 years, it goes quick, and here you are, 5 years later, getting ready for it.
Very quick.
Getting ready for a title shot quite in quite a short amount of time, if you think about it. I want to ask you. Obviously, you went through. Was it Last Fighter Standing? You had a bit of an appearance there. I think your debut was against Caleb Ridley, which was that crazy fight where it was one-way traffic, and Caleb found a way to take your back in the dying minutes or after facing a barrage. And then Warren King, Caesar and McCarthy. So almost like a baptism of fire. You've had to face high-level contenders. Just no worries.
Sorry.
Talk us through your thoughts on the EFC so far. You're a guy who's generally quite quiet with not much to say. What do you think your experience has been like in the EFC so far?
Well, exactly. And in the EFC, I don't have a bad experience. I'm like currently just enjoying excuse me. It's just
no worries,
enjoying
man.
what's going on around now, like actually. Um, yeah, I'm just present in the moment. I take every opportunity that the EFC gives to me, especially I was very hungry. I didn't fight for a long time in terms of time before I came back this year. So I was actually excited. Been training every day hard, like I'm going to fight the next day. But then when everything just get back into normal, competition start happening all over, and I was like, hey, this is not a payback time. Like all the hard work, now this is just a payback. So to just come back a little bit, the EFC is for me, it's a big platform. It's a big place where you can have visibility and try to create opportunity for anywhere else, a big organization, if I can say. But until now, I don't regret anything since I started this journey in the tournaments. I mean, I don't regret anything. My experience is just about learning and winning. Never lose anything since I'm here in the EFC organization. So that's all I can say.
Fantastic. You obviously quite well known as the baddest barista in the Western Cape. I'm guessing that was kind of I'm guessing that was kind of like your job to fund MMA. What's the scenario like now? Are you considered a full-time athlete, or are you still having to put in a couple of hours in places to make it all work?
Sure. I took decisions a couple of years ago, 1 to 2 years, just to really focus on my career, invest more time like I always do. Before I was working full time from 6 to 3 p.m. And then after that, go for my training. But then I just managed to, give more hours into to this career, work on myself more, and then doing it, I can do it as a part-time job or creating in the future own business. That could be much even better. But for now, I don't really focus on that like as doing it for full time. For sure, the focus is there because I love to be on service. I love, serving others, and that's where I also find inspiration to do. So I like to say that I can only do this, but at part time, as a part time, not like giving all the time to do it.
Okay, fantastic. Obviously, it's not easy at the moment. It's been very tough post COVID. I'm sure, as you know. What has been, do you think, the hardest challenge for you personally coming back out of COVID after long layoffs, dealing with trying to find time for training, and then we know camps cost quite a lot of money. What would you say has been the hardest thing for you personally?
Yeah, exactly. That's I think that sucked all the athletes all around the world. First of all, I like to say that, and then most here in Africa, especially this is what makes us live. We making a living out of this. Like it's been a very hard time, not really easy because all the organization has been shut down and like no competition and all that. So but what I did, I kept my mindset very very focused. As I said early on here, I was training like I'm gonna fight tomorrow. I had hope, I believed that everything is going to get better and everything is going to reopen soon, and we will be talking about other stories because no situation is permanent in life. So I was always training hard, and just living in the mood of the COVID situation, like trying to manage.
Fantastic. Obviously, you've
Yeah.
you've you've managed to earn yourself via a pretty handsome win streak. More recently, with a big win over Cole Henning. You now face Ronaldo Exon. Talk us through the emotions right now of getting that title fight. Is it any different to you, or is it kind of you just approach it as any other fight?
Well, the only difference to me, it's just that a little bit excited about the fight I'm going to fight, which is going to be my first time to fight for 5 rounds. 5 rounds, 5 minutes each, which is going to be 25 minutes. That's the only thing that I'm excited about. But then it's a big difference as well, because I'm going to get that belt, and where it's, for me, it's something that I've been waiting for all my life, to be called the champ. And I remember back in the day, a couple of years ago, my other friend was calling me champ, and I was telling them, listen, don't call me champ yet, because I'm not a champ yet. You call me champ, the day I'll take that belt. For now, I'm just a simple person, a simple guy who trains martial art. But champion, it's too heavy for now. Like, for me now to see this, I'm gonna have to prove myself. I'm gonna have to show the world what I have been made for.
When you look at Ronaldo Exon, is that kind of like the fight you envisioned? Obviously, Igor Cabeza was a title holder there before. What do you make of Ronaldo Exon as an opponent?
Well, first of all, I like to respect my opponent. That's the first thing I do. I respect them a lot. I don't underestimate a man that is standing in front of me to fight. So I take it serious, not really personal, but it's
Yeah.
also he's a champ. He's got the belt, and he needs to come up there to show what he's able to. And that fight, he didn't really do much, because he just caught Cabeza, pressed into anything. But now he's going to fight for the title. This is the real title fight for him, because he just got Cabeza like 15 seconds, or I don't know, 20 seconds. That can happen to anyone. That can happen to him as well. Sure. So, I mean, there was no heart there. We didn't saw any hearts. We didn't saw any proving points, Sure, I respect the fact he's got a belt, but to me, there's no proof. You gotta prove that you're a champ. So I'm sure he needs to do that against me when we're stepping in there.
Do you think that obviously there's the lure of Brazilians coming over, and the long lineage of jiu-jitsu and those kind of things? Do you think it's justified, or do you think that the talent here in Africa should be the one that you should be thinking about twice, as opposed to Brazilians coming over?
Let me take it this way. Let me take it this way. It is MMA. Sure, BJJ, everything, we respect that. We know that. We hear about it. But to me, it's MMA. It's not a grappling fight where I'm gonna be lying there and let the guy hit me and not hitting back and trying to find a way to submit him. So for me, he's gotta be ready everywhere, as I am. I'm ready everywhere. He come with the ground, we're gonna make it happen. And stand up, we're gonna make it happen. So I'm not impressed by his BJJ. Sure, I respect his BJJ, because, as I said, it's not a grappling match that I'm gonna be lying and wait for him to submit me. So yeah, there's nothing to be impressed about the BJJ, but it's respectable. Everyone deserves to be respected.
Sure. I want to ask you, what would you say, obviously fans tuning in on Fight Night, not really game plans, but what would you say fans can expect from August Kayambala on Fight Night, facing Ronaldo Exon for the title?
Yeah, they can expect August Kayambala to be a new featherweight champion in Africa. Bring back the belt home.
Fantastic. And last one from me, August. Obviously, I know you're trying to I don't want to say turn over a new leaf, but you've got this new presence about you. You're determined. You're training hard. You're focused on your goal. I know you're hunting for that title. I know it's not easy. I know you're looking for new sponsors and those kind of things. Where can people find you? Where can they follow you? where can they see what you're up to? I've seen a slight uptake in your social media presence. So where can people stay in touch?
Exactly. For anyone who like to support, here is I got my phone number. They can inbox me on my WhatsApp as well, and then they can catch me at Edward Road in Belleville, Cape Town. So at Reps, exactly. This is how you write it down on social media, Instagram, everywhere. You write Reps MMA, and you see some more options, but then you have to select the Edward Road, Cape Town, Belleville. So that's the real one where we are, and that's where I'm best. For the rest, I'm sure everyone knows about August. Just tap August Kayambala Akota. That's actually my Instagram page. And then Facebook is the same, August Kayambala. And then my phone number, I would like to give it later. If anyone would like to get in touch, to support and all that, you are welcome.
Fantastic. Let me just put that up on the screen so everyone can see where your Instagram page is, which is now Augusta Chaos, AKO. My man.
That's it.
August, thank you so much for your time, brother. We wish you all the best for the rest of your camp. Massively excited to see you for that title shot. Thanks again for your time, brother, and we'll chat to you soon.
Exactly, Char. Thanks a lot, Alistair.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good one. We'll chat to you later.
All right, brother. Thank you.
August Kayambala, ladies and gentlemen, catch him in action at the next EFC event, fighting for the featherweight title against Ronaldo Exon. We'll see you soon.
Sure.
Fantastic. I'm super excited for that one. Obviously, August has a big matchup for a title fight there against Ronaldo Exon, who recently beat Iga Cabeza, as August put it quite quickly. Nevertheless, a massive threat, and I think stylistically a great matchup. We've seen what August brings, his aggression. He's very physically strong, and seems to be getting better and better. Like I said, he has a bit of a renewed focus. Shout out to Rayo Sanchez, powerful Rayo Sanchez. I'm going to be joined by Peace very soon, but I just wanted to get back to what we were talking about. There was UFC Vegas 42 over the weekend, just to carry on checking what was happening in that card. Fun little card in the end. Ben Rothwell, my man, Big Ben, was the one who let my picks down. I went 4 for 5 for all the headers this week. That's my new thing. It's a funny thing when you put up picks and people are like, that's never going to happen. But I mean, like, you know how it is. Picks can go literally either way. So yeah, Max Holloway by decision. Ben Rothwell got caught pretty early on by Marcos Rogerio de Lima. He got starched, shot a strange double. I don't know why Herb Dean had a bit of a mare there, but anyway, I think Ben Rothwell was definitely out on the way down and probably a good stoppage. Felicia Spencer also got a good win, close to a decision. I thought she would have been dragged to a decision. This was the one, Miguel Baeza and Chaos Williams, again, one of those fights that unfortunately we didn't really get to talk about too much because of the main event. I picked Chaos Williams on this, just on that power factor, man. It was such a freaky, crazy fight. You know, both guys just cautioned to the win and really went for it. I thought Miguel Baeza maybe technically a little bit more sound, but Chaos, true to his name, he finds that gap and he makes you pay, man. He is an interesting style fighter. I think he thrives on those opportunities, and I mean, carrying that power all the way into the third round after that kind of a fight speaks volumes about what he's capable of. But any sort of chance, missed opportunity, and he will come a knocking. You know, like, he was wild off his feet, doing all sorts of manners, but managed to get Miguel Baeza out of there. I thought Song Yadong looked really good against a good opponent in Julia Ars. And I'm a big fan of Son Yadong. I think he is, on his day, he can give just about anybody a good run. Be interesting to see where he goes from there. It was nice to have, obviously, the prelims were nice and early. Thiago Moises versus Joel Alvarez. It was a great fight. Spanish prospect in Joel Alvarez just looks looks incredible, man. It's so interesting to see where he goes from here. I think he's broken the top 15 now. Really seems a good, really tall, lanky guy for the lightweight division. Actually wanted to see his height. He's really tall, man. Oh, obviously now it's not going to work. There we go. Where's the height of the fella? Super tall guy, especially at lightweight, man. I think he did have problems on the scale. He didn't make weight, being a big dude, but hopefully he gets to stick it out in lightweight and figure it out. Oh man, come on. Okay, here we go. It should say here 173. No, height 74. I don't really know what 74 means, but anyway, super tall dude, and super exciting one for Spain. Got a nice prospect there. Cynthia Calvillo, Andrea Lee. I thought Cynthia Calvillo was always just behind. She was getting popped with the jab quite a lot and just couldn't find the range and the rhythm there. Sean Woodson again looked great. He's got some of the weirdest, crazy body type I've seen, but his boxing is ridiculously good. And Courtney Casey was really good. Liana Jujua showed a lot of heart and grit. Mark Giacchesi, just not having a good time at the moment. As you can see, he was the favorite in there, but yeah, just not his day. And I don't know what happens to him from there, whether he's going to be around. And obviously the other African, Kennedy Nzechukwe, also didn't have a great night out, unfortunately. But yeah, that's how those things go, I'm afraid. But yeah, it was a pretty cool card. It was great to have those the timing again. Obviously, this week UFC is back. The time is not as good, but I think the prelims are starting around 11 or so not too bad. Obviously, nice to have Misha Tate back in action. She's got a very tough fight in Caitlin Vieira. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I just want to pull up those times. 1 a.m. is the main card start. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one, if I'm honest. It's I don't know what's harder these days in at my sort of age and timing in life, staying up past 10 o'clock or waking up at 4 a.m. Honestly, I don't know which one is harder. It's tough going out there. The other thing I actually wanted to take a look at was EFC have decked out a hell of a card getting ready for the end of the year. It looks like they're going to put on about 18 fights, maybe, which is pretty ballsy. If you ask me, I remember like amateur shows like Fight Star would do that, like 21 fights or whatever it was. It gets a bit long, if I'm honest. But yeah, kudos to them. They want to end the year in a bang, and that's how they've chosen to do it, is like really deck out the card and just stack it up with piles and piles of fighters. But obviously at the top of that too, we just spoke to August Kayambala versus Ronaldo Exon. Oh, sorry, they co-main. It's Zulu versus Biko for the flyweight title will be the main event. Cool. Let's pull this up quickly. Yeah, and there it is. Okay, so you've got Zulu versus Biko for the flyweight title, Exon versus Kayambala for the featherweight title. The whole Brazilian invasion will be here, which is Ronaldo Exon, John Souza, Jose De Rocha versus Kabanda, and Yamji versus Jikasa. Cool. Here's Peace. Let's see what he has to say. He's also going to be on that card. He's facing, I think it's Petey Coxon. Obviously, he just had his debut, which was ended in a bit of a strange one. But let's hear what he has to say. My man, Peace, connecting to audio. What's happening, dude? When you're ready, you let us know. You there, dude? Still connecting.
Hey, BigAl.
What's happening, my brother?
I'm good, thanks, man. How are you doing?
Fantastic, dude. Welcome to the show. What's happening out in the East Rand there, dude?
Man, we've just been going on with this load shedding stuff, and besides that, everything is good. Training is good.
Load shedding, dude.
So,
It's
yeah.
It's a beast.
Yeah. Besides that,
It's a beast.
but anyway, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you, my brother. Thanks for asking. I'm just here
Awesome,
doing
man.
the damn thing, man. Getting
Yeah,
everybody
man.
ready to speak to Chaos Nguphane. I've actually now that your teammates have pointed it out, I just can't unsee it. It was like,
Yo,
yeah, carry on.
they've been putting it out for the whole year actually. I was just shocked that somebody outside the team has also seen it. So I'm like, I guess this is gonna stick.
It's amazing because I actually noticed it before. I was like, man, this guy looks like somebody. I just can't quite put my finger
Yeah,
on it.
on it, yeah.
And then it was,
Brendan, shout out to Brendan, by the way. He's been saying it from day one that, bro, ever since I came to out of Tinkerbell, he was like, dude, you look exactly like Chaos Williams. I was like, we don't know, but we'll see. Now that you confirmed it, I'm like, I can't say anything from now.
let's
Yeah.
I don't know how to make this full screen. Why is it doing this to me? Let's get this one. Maybe this one will work. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is 100% your are you
Oh
sure you
my
guys
goodness.
are not related?
Maybe the lost brother. I don't know.
Oh, the internet's freaking out.
Shout out to him though. Yeah.
Yeah, what a gangster. And he just got a crazy
Yeah.
knockout, which has been pretty awesome. We're back. Sorry, dude.
BigAl, brother, we back.
It's
Yeah.
been one of those nights where every technical problem will come to life for whatever reason.
Yeah.
What I was asking is obviously you've recently made your debut. Before we talk about that, what I wanted to ask you is what was the decision behind turning pro? Obviously, you're one of the crop of guys who, from my understanding, were kind of holding out for Worlds. Then COVID happened,
True.
Worlds became very
True.
uncertain, and then we got the news of you turning pro. So just talk us through that whole mental shift and the reasoning behind it.
Um, I've always I gave myself 5 years in the amateur scene, and this year is basically the 6th year. So as for the Worlds not happening last year, was supposed to be my last Worlds. And then this year I was gonna turn pro, and then COVID happened, and then I was like, okay, this year we didn't do much, and also it was a bad year for me. I lost both my fights that year. So yeah, and also I wanted to not go to pro without any momentum, any motivation. Not that I don't have, but it will be good to go in there, from a winning streak and showcase my skills.
Sure.
So I gave myself another year, and then I got word that the Worlds they still gonna happen this year. Then I was like, okay, cool, I'll wait for them. And then I got word again that nope, they say it's 2022. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen next year. And I was like, I got two information about the Worlds, both different, and in the matter of less than 5 months. And I was like, will it happen also again next year? Can I wait and then next year we get the news again that no, they're gonna be moved up to June or wherever. And then I was like, I've been there, I had the experience. I would have loved to win back the second time. As for the first time, I didn't fight initially in the weight class that I went there with. I fought in middleweight, and I was expecting to fight at welterweight. So yeah, but those are not the excuses. I went there, I had fun. It was great being there. The experience was fun, and I was like, the dream and the plan that I written down. It was 5 years, and because of last year, COVID, I added another year, and I can't add another year. Yeah, I'm just breaking the code of the vision that I wrote down that are written down about where I want this to go and how. Obviously, it might change along the way because of life, but yeah, it felt right. It feels right. It's supposed to happen now. That's the turning point. That's when I was like, let's make it happen. It's supposed to. It should have been done, and it feels okay. My soul is right. My heart is right. Let's do it.
Okay.
That was the turning point there. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been a tough situation for. I mean, I refer to you guys as the crop of the guys that had been to worlds, that had the experience, that had been winning, competing.
Yeah.
There was a growing pool of you guys, and obviously it became pretty obvious that it was going to become problematic with the uncertainty around worlds with COVID and stuff. So it's fully understandable. I just wanted to see how that all worked out. Obviously, your debut just happened recently. It didn't go the way I would imagine you thought it would go. I'm hoping the EFC is not going to boot me off of this, but let's have a look of that finishing sequence against Okoso here in your debut. Super strange events. Like, well, I mean, the actions that happen is strange. I think it's the after effect which was the stranger one. So I don't know, Peace, maybe you can pick us up from here. It's like kind of drawing closer to that.
Yeah, I mean, here obviously I really wanted to get him up so he can strike. But then when he tried to get up there, I really felt that I was strong, I was powerful, and he felt that he has nothing against me at this point.
Yeah.
I'm too powerful, I'm too strong for him, and that's when I decided, you know what, let's just punish him on the ground, some ground and pound, let's just smash him a bit, and then I asked my coaches that they should please tell me when there's like 2 minutes 30, close to 2 minutes left in the round one, because that's when I was going to let it stand up. And they let me know here. So as we're going through it here, oh, this is really strange. So I take the back. I want to go for rear naked choke, but then my left arm was trapped there. So I got my hooks out, started punching him from below, got one hook in again. My coaches were like, let's just choke him out and just finish it here. And I was like, okay, cool, let's go. Try straightening him out there. He was strong. So as I got up there, that's when the first hit came.
Yeah.
So as I got it, can you go back a little bit if you can, please?
Let's.
Yeah, then I'll just try explain what I see.
Okay, this is early in the sequence before the back take. Yeah, he kind of like stuck his arm up to contest that there was a strike to the back of the head or something like that. But I mean, it was. This is the start of it here.
Yeah. So my left arm is gift wrapping him that side, known as the Dagestani handcuff.
Yeah, the Dagestani, the Habibi.
Yeah. So it got trapped there. That's why I just couldn't finish that rear naked choke. I tried to set him out here.
Yeah,
so as I got
from
out,
here,
as I got my right arm, my left arm out, yes. So as I hit the first one, as he got up, that's when I clipped him at the back of his ear.
Yeah, the first one looked like the back of the ear.
Yeah.
We'll see it in the replay. I'm sure.
The smash. Yeah. And then the beating here went on. And then there's a hammer fist here that I landed. What I landed was the fist on the ear, on the other end. And what hit him behind the ear was where my gloves are taped blue. That's what caught him at the back. It wasn't the initial punch.
Sure.
And it's very unfortunate. And I was actually trying to, after that punch, I was gonna get up for another knee there. That's when Bobby stepped in.
Were you?
Uh,
Did you know you were in trouble at this point? That the guy, like you could see from this point here, like, okay,
no,
this is not gonna go the way you want it to.
no. I realized that it's not gonna go when when they announced it that it's a DQ. In my head, I was like, okay, cool. This is gonna be a no contest. Um, uh, but it's not gonna be a DQ. That's what I had in my head because right as we stood up, he still had a significant amount of time to explain to the ref what just happened and whatnot. And only after the ref asked him, "Does he want a doctor?" Only then he flattened himself out, and now he can't see and whatnot. So I thought that no, it will be a no contest, not a DQ. And then when they announced it, I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah.
Now I have a one
This
my
is them.
debut, and
The stretcher was a bit much, if we're honest. Like, even if we can try and give him playing devil's advocate here, like benefit of the doubt that maybe he took a couple of
yeah,
shots. There was one in there, that one, or let me say two max, that looked probably to the
yeah,
back of the head, but never to the like there's
like
Rourke definitely doesn't agree with the decision. He's shaking his head there. Yeah, bit of a
yeah.
strange one, man. Like, and what's the emotion been like after that? Obviously, you've been bitterly disappointed. I know the organization
Very,
wasn't all that happy about it either. But just
yeah.
just talk us through what are the feelings like after such a
Well,
strange debut.
well, well. I felt bad. I felt bad, yet angry at the same time, um, because I felt bad in the cage after everything that um, I shouldn't have done that, or it wasn't my intent, obviously, to hit the back of the head, but I was like, I should have went earlier, standing up or whatnot. And what made me feel angry is that after obviously the medical checkups at the back after the fight, they just make sure that we're good. I went to him and I was like, bro, sorry, man. Very unfortunate, but cool, great fight. And then he says to me, you should go teach yourself the rules. And then after that, and then after that, and then after that, he's like, but he admits it. He's like, but I didn't expect you to be that strong. I had nothing there. I didn't know how I was gonna get up. I was just surviving there. So I was like, okay. Immediately, I got very angry, and but I walked away because uh, wasn't worth it. The fight's done, and what's been difficult now after the fight is when other people say, "Congrats about your fight." So I don't know. Then I am conflicted with the fact that do I say I got DQ'd, or do I say, or why do I just say I didn't win?
Yeah,
You
yeah, it's a
know?
bit of a
Yeah,
bit
and
of a
I'm like,
strange one.
yeah, and I'm like, what do I say? What do I say? But eventually, I'm like, thank you, and but it didn't go my way because of a DQ, and yeah, and I've learned from it, and I've seen it, and yeah, I don't think I'll be in that situation ever again. It's a very unsettling situation.
I can't imagine, especially on debut. Luckily, you've got a quick turnaround, facing Petey Coxon at the next event to close out the year. Talk us through how
Yeah,
how this all came together. Obviously, you're got a DQ on your debut, and you're next up against PD, who's obviously is hasn't had an immense amount of wins, but he is a veteran and he's been around a long time. Talk us through this
yes,
one.
definitely. Man, much respect, and much love for PT Coxon. PT has respected me as a fighter, and most importantly, has respected me as a human being. He's always said nice things to me. He's always had good criticism also. You know, he has ref some of my fights in the amateur scene. So I've looked up to PT as the big brother, and I'm just a little brother that's learning from an experienced MMA fighter. You know, and when I got the news, my first thing was like, and I love PT Coxon so much, and because he's a big brother to me. I don't know. Then I asked my manager, should we take the fight? You know, I have nothing against PT. He's just too close to me. But what did you think? And then my manager was like, they asked you for him, so definitely they did ask him. So they only coming back to you now because he agreed.
Yeah.
And I only found out today that he actually called me out. So I was like, okay. Okay.
So changes things a bit.
Yeah. So I guess he's a big brother. He'll still be a big brother afterwards. We're just gonna go in there and have a fight.
Does that card remind you of a Fight Star type setup? I think there's 18 fights on that card.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a long day.
Long day. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been a while. It's been a while since we had a fight card with so much fights in it and interesting fights. My boy Gift Walker is also in there. You know, so I'm happy. Smith State is also in there in his new weight division, lightweight. So I'm excited. Vince is also there. So I'm excited. The team is there. Pro League is there. And there's an opportunity for me to make that debut, right? So this is my initial debut, basically. This is my initial debut. That's how I take this fight against PD Coxon, very experienced, 18 fights more than me. So I'm very excited.
What do you think? What do you think this does for you in terms of your career in the EFC? Obviously, let's wipe out the debut. Getting a win over someone like PD Coxon, what do you think that does for you in your very young career in the EFC?
Being offered this fight, first of all, means that what they saw in the first fight is something they really want to see again. But if they saw it against a guy with only 3 fights and all 3 losses. So and the guy didn't do much because I didn't observe any punches, not even a single punch, not even a kick, nothing whatsoever. So I'm on Hamza's footsteps now. Just got no punches in my debut. We'll see how it goes like in the fight against PT. But what it means is what they saw in the first fight, they really want to see again now, and let's just put pressure on him with more experienced guy, and let's see how we can take it. Because I definitely looked like I was a more experienced guy in there more than my opponent. So now they're like, okay, let's put a guy that's really experienced against him and that's been here for a while, and let's see if he can keep up with the hype train and derail a legend in the sport. It will mean a lot. It will mean definitely it means that EFC, they want me to get to the main card as soon as possible. So
they need to get Chaos Peace Nguphane Williams on the main card post beating PD Coxon. My man, Peace. Thank you so much for your time, brother. It's obviously we try to get you on. We've been back and forward. Sorry about the debut. It's one of those weird ones. Unfortunately, it happens in the game. I'm very excited. PD Coxon, I think it's a great fight. I think it's very interesting stylistically. I know you guys know each other pretty well. I know your camp knows him pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see how that all turns out. Best of luck for your camp, for you and your team. I know you guys got a lot of guys coming up with a bit of action. So best of luck with that, and we'll catch you on the other side, dude.
Thank you, brother. And before we leave, man, can I just take this small little chance just to say, I appreciate you. I see what you're doing, man.
Thank you, bro.
All the work with you and your team is doing for MMA in Africa, in SA, from the amateurs all the way to the pro. You're helping out anybody and with how much you guys can. BigAl, Justin, you know, I see it and I appreciate it. I don't know how many of the people around you guys tell you that, but I let me be that guy. You know, I appreciate it. I see it, and I'm sure everybody sees it and I appreciate it. But we are so much into appreciating people when they are dead and not when they are still alive. So I'm not that guy. Do it now while you still here, so that I can hear the response, so I know that you heard it. I didn't just say it and hoping with faith that you will hear it on the other side.
Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate it a lot. Shout out to all the MMA SA team that SSA team that just got into the team. Everybody that's in there, it's an honor. I know what it takes to be in there. I was there, so congrats to everybody that's in there. Shout out to everybody. Go to the world, have fun. We'll be rooting for everybody in there. Shout out to Nate also. Shout out to Joe, Nicole. You know, everybody. Shout out.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, BigAl,
appreciate that, man. Really
appreciate
appreciate that. Have a good night, bro. We'll chat to you soon. Good luck with your camp, dude.
Likewise, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Ciao, dude.
Cheers, buddy.
That's Peace Chaos Williams, my man. What a guy. Super exciting prospect. Obviously, we had a look at the UFC card, which we'll get into as it draws a bit closer. Still a while to go. 18 fights is a long day. If you've never been to one of those type of cards, it's a super long day, but glad the UFC is going to close with a bang. That's it from me for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. As always, if you've got comments, make sure you hit subscribe here on YouTube. Turn on the notifications if you want to see those. Yeah, got some cool stuff coming up. As always, the previews and reviews is something when you want me to talk about. Drop it in the comments and let me know. Hit subscribe and we'll chat to you soon. Peace.